Hey guys, Robbie Diaz here from Team Attack for Game, bringing you a deck profile of the newest deck I've been running. I've actually had this deck for, I think, close to half a year now, and if you guys have been watching the videos that we posted with the duels against Brian, you'll know which deck it is. So without further ado, I'd like to present you guys with my Machina Gadgets.
Yay!
So this deck I really like. Basically, for a general outline, it uses the gadgets to gain hand advantage and serve as floaters, and then it uses the Machinas just for your power. So to start things off, we got triple gear frame. So gear frame searches for your boss monster, who we'll get to in a second, and he also searches for cannon. Okay. So his effect is, when he's normal summoned, he adds any Machina except for Gear Frame, and then he's 1800 attack, 0 defense, level 4, and he's a union monster. He can equip himself to a machine, and then that machine is protected from destruction once by destroying Gear Frame. So, okay.
Which is good.
Yes, it's good. And you can also use it on like gadgets or other stuff, so that's helpful. Multi-type, multi-purpose. Alright, now, for Fortress, he is your boss monster. 2500 attack, 1600 defense. He's a level 7 earth machine. Summoned from your hand or graveyard by getting rid of machines whose levels equal 8 or more from your hand. So if he's in your hand, you can discard him and another machine, and that counts as part of it. So you just need him and like a level 1 or higher machine. And his effect is, when he's destroyed by battle, you can destroy a card your opponent controls, and then when he's targeted by a monster effect, you get to look at your opponent's hand and select one of the cards in it and discard it. So he's very helpful, puts a lot of pressure on the opponent, because it's like he's very like anti-monster, and that's like really helpful, and he's like 2500 attack's a nice solid number. And yeah, and then cannon. Okay, so cannon is 0 attack, 2200 defense. Now, he can be summoned from your hand by getting rid of any amount of machine-type monsters, and for every machine-type monster you discard, he gains 800 attack. But the main reason people use him in here is that you can search him with Gear Frame and then discard him to special summon a Fortress. So that's why. So that's actually a really nice card, so it's kind of like a Monster Reborn for him. Next, I am running 2 of each gadget. A lot of people run 3. I think that 2's fine. Like, you don't really need 3, so green adds red, who adds yellow. And they're basically, in this deck, you just use them just to sort of have that field and hand advantage, so that way you don't have to worry about not being able to have plays. And it's just a nice like basic move you can fall back on, just summoning a gadget and then plussing. And then they also are level 4, so you can use them for the Xyz monsters, which actually give this deck a lot of speed now. And then I'm running 2 Veilers, just because I was running 2 Cyber Dragons in its place, but I already had one too, so that was making it 3, and 3 Cyber Dragons just kind of clogged up my hands. So it was nice to just have the Veilers. 1 Cyber Dragon in case of mirror matches or against Karakuris, and it's also just nice because it's a nice 2100 monster you can summon fast. Hooray.
Yay.
2 Trigodias. Okay, so he is very helpful in this deck because he can change his level to the level of a gadget in your graveyard, and he can also steal monsters with his effect, and since a lot of monsters are level 4, that, helps with the gadgets. And so he's a good beat stick, and he can help overlay, for rank 4s very easily, and yeah, he's just a great monster. And then a Gores, just because he's Gores, stops a lot of, stops like OTKs and saves you. Okay, now next for the spells, we have Limiter Removal, doubles the attack of all machines you control. It's a quick play spell card. This is great, makes Fortress 5000 attack. You win games with that. Double Summon's just kind of a tech, because I just kind of didn't really have room for anything else, because I didn't have a 3rd Fiendish Chain or anything. So yeah, I'm just using Double Summon. It's been alright. Mind Control, steal monsters, overlay. Steal monsters, clear the path for game, or steal monsters and use their effects. Pot of Avarice, you go through monsters really quickly in this deck, so this is never really a dead draw unless you draw this in like a hand of all spells and traps. Book of Moon is a staple, and then other staple spells and traps. You got Monster Destruction with Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, 2 MSTs for Spell and Trap Destruction, and then a Monster Reborn, because it's really good.
Yay.
Yes. We got Triple Compulsory, so this is helpful. Extremely helpful, okay? It saves your own monsters or gets rid of your opponent's monsters. So it's just a really nice disruption card because a lot of people, because since this is a big monster-driven format, it's sort of hard for people to get around like having to redo their plays or losing their normal summon. So yeah. 2 Fiendish Chains. This is a really, really good card, but I mean, it's sort of limited by, like, if your opponent's playing monster effects, like, a lot. But since we're in a format right now that really is heavily driven on monster effects, this is a golden card, you know? So it negates the effect of a monster, and then the monster can't attack. And if the monster's destroyed, you destroy this. So, yeah. Yeah. Alright, 2 warnings. Negate summons. Pretty simple. And then
Why not bottomless?
Why not bottomless? I don't really... Okay, I like bottomless, but it's mostly just, like, a lot of decks right now. Okay, because, like, for Inzectors and windups, bottomless... Well, okay, bottomless can hit, like, Hunter and Zen Mighty and windups, so that's not really true. It's mostly Inzectors.
Okay.
Because I see it, like, semi-often at my locals, so it's nice to just have the compulsories and chains, because they help out more. Okay, Torrential Tribute, really, really good, obviously. 1 to 2 this format, which is great, clears off all monsters, stops big plays. The Mirror Force, a lot of people have actually said that this is not really a worthwhile card to run. I still think it is, just because it's like, it saves you. Like, so when it works, it works. Now, it's not as good as it was, because a lot of stuff happens in main phase 1 now that just is, like, completely ineffectual, like stuff that this won't really help. But, you know, I still think it's useful. Okay, and then for the extra deck, I have 2 Chimera Techs. This is going to go down to 1 when I can fill out the extra deck more. Right now I just have a lot of filler and some empty spaces. So 2 Zenmeisters. This guy is just a placeholder for Gear Gigant X when that comes out, or Gear Giant, whatever they named it to. So yeah, that thing's coming out in Return of the Duelist. 2 level 4 machines. You can detach a material to add a machine from your deck or graveyard to your hand. That's level 4 or lower. So
it's a beast.
Search your gear frame, or search your Tin Plate Goldfish, which is basically, it's a Goblin Bird for level 4 monsters, but it doesn't change itself to defense mode. So it's exactly like Goblin Bird, but it's a machine, so you can go for Gear Gigant or whatever. 2 Utopias, because I like Utopia. And then I have this Chaos Utopia, just in case I can ever use his effect, or just if I mind control an opponent's Utopia. Maestroke, great defensive card. You know, he protects because he can detach the material, and then he changes monsters to defense mode, which is extremely helpful. Pearl, 2600, so he's basically the Gaia Knight of Xyz's, no other effects. Kachikochi, when this card destroys a monster by battle, detach, it gets to attack again, 2100. It's okay, it's decent. Papilloperative, this is a great card, changes defense position monsters to attack position and then lowers their attack by 600, so you're going to be dealing a lot of damage with this, and it can help go for game really quickly. Shockmaster, 3 level 4s, 2300 attack, you can detach, declare monster spell, or trap. Those kind of cards cannot be activated by either player until until the end of your opponent's next turn. So you can't activate monster effects, or they can't activate spells or activate spell effects, or they can't activate traps or activate trap effects. So that's good. Shark Drake, because he just destroys monsters, resummons them in attack position and with 1,000 less attack, and then attacks them again. It's really good. I mean, more times than not, I'll go for Shockmaster, but he's just nice to have in here just because he's another option. Because sometimes Shockmaster is just not going to help, because 2,800 is a really big number. And then I have the Gorz token, which is getting printed for an American release in Legendary Collection 3, so hooray. And then, just going to go over the side deck, you guys can figure out what it's for. Crows, Cyber Dragons, 2 Mind Crush, 2 Revelry of Warlords, 2 Chain Disappearance, 2 Shadow Imprisoning, Chaos Trap Hole, there we go. Alright, well, thank you guys. Sorry we haven't posted videos in a while. We've had our main man, cameraman, Carson.
Yeah.
He's been busy, and our other cameraman...
Gambling in Vegas.
Yeah, he was gambling in Vegas. And then our other cameraman, Brian, is actually
Lazy...
No, he's in Vegas right now.
Well,
yeah. So
the devil.
yeah, and so we're gonna start bringing you guys more content soon because school's starting up, unfortunately, which for some reason gets us more motivated to think about things other than school, which is awesome. So we hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Robbie Diaz from Team Attack for Game, signing off.